How's it going, YouTube? Jimmie Walker here again. So last time we left off, we were working on this part of the fender and trying to get rid of some of this extra crap that's like right meow. So in this tutorial, that's what we're going to work on. I'm actually going to add this as a layer. This way I can just kind of hide it for the time being. Don't really need it in this scene. So what I'm going to do, if you'll ever select edge for me, I'm going to select this edge right here, and I'm just going to pull this straight up, like so. And probably go ahead and pull this one back. So now whenever I pull this back in, as you can see that we have kind of hidden that. So, pretty simple to do, no big deal. Okay, so the next thing I want to start working on is the hood. I want to do a little bit more to the hood. One thing I need to do is I need to go up here into the top view. We need to go and click on Create Edge Loop Tool. And create one here in the middle. Well, not quite in the middle. I'm actually going to give it a slight offset, and you know why. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete half of this hood. One thing that I forgot about these trucks is they actually, like, the center kind of like bevels up a little bit, and so I'm going to click on this cut face tool, and I'm just going to start making some incisions. So I'm going to make one probably right about there, and I'm going to go ahead and close it off right there. Now you can close this off right here. In fact, that might be a better idea. And the only reason why I say that, because of the fact that, let's see, move that over here. The reason why I say to cut it off right here, because this way, whenever you go in and manipulate this, it'll match up just a little bit better. So with that done, we can go ahead and Control-Shift-D, and we'll go ahead and combine these two. Let's go ahead and click on Edge. Okay. There for a second I thought mine was starting to mess up again. I was just like, yay! Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bridge these together. So what we can do now is we can click on Face, and we'll go ahead and just select these faces right here. Well, not these, because this is where it kind of curves down. But I'm just going to lift up, something kind of like that. Just a little bit. So when I press 3 on the keyboard, we'll have this shape right here. So now you can see that we got that. Then we'll go into Vertex. We're going to select these vertices right here, and we're just going to move these in. I need to go into 1. That way I can actually, see what I'm doing. And then we're going to click on the Cut Face tool again. We're going to close those off right there. Go into Transparency. I'm going to close that one off right there. Alright, there we go. So now that we've gotten that, let's go and press 3 on the keyboard real quick, and we'll go into object mode, and we'll just take a look at this. We will observe its beauty. There we go. Okay, I feel better about myself. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we can go ahead and duplicate this over. I'm thinking, you should know me by now, that's scary, but I'm thinking that should be good. Probably one thing I want to do, though, is select these faces right here. I'm just going to pull these out just a little bit, not too much. Something kind of like that. There we go. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, let's go ahead and press 3 on this. That way we can take a look at it. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that maybe this side needed to be brought in just a little bit more. So I'm just going to grab these edges right here. I'm just going to go up into this view. I'm just going to pull them back just a little bit. Probably pull them out just a hair. And this doesn't quite match up. So the two ways we can do this, and I'm thinking this is going to be the better way, is just by grabbing these vertices right here. Let me go into, yes, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm just going to grab these vertices. All I'm going to do is just move these forward, like so. And so now that will kind of follow all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this scene. Now the next thing we need to work on is this monstrosity right here. So I have no idea what's going on, to be honest with you. Man, I cannot zoom in on that to save my life. Let me go ahead and click on Face. I'm just going to frame in on this face right here. I'm going to click on Vertex. Let me go and just move this one now. Yep, there's our problem. Okay, so I'm going to move this vertex up and over, and I'm going to go into the Pen to Polygon tool. I'm just going to close that face off right there. So now whenever we hit 3 on this, yeah, that's a lot better. That is actually a lot better. Now we still have this weird little thing going on under here, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Is what I'm more concerned about. Nope, one edge. Is what I'm more concerned about is, do we have any holes? And so that's really what I'm looking for. Because if we have holes, that is bad. Yeah, see, I don't see any wide lines, so that's always a plus. If you a key indication, if you see a wide line, then that's usually saying that, hey, you got a hole right here that you need to fill. And I mean, you know, it just kind of sucks. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a cut face from here to here, just because I can. But also, of course, it won't let me do it. The other reason for doing this, there we go. And I'm just going to do it like that, like a little zigzag. The other reason for doing this is I can actually manipulate this shape just a little bit more and basically just make it the way I want it. So if I move that one over, move this one over, I need to find this vertex right here. Probably need to move that out just a little bit. Give me more to work with. And then this one actually needs to be brought over like this. So now if I go into 3, let's see what we got. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, so then the next thing we want to do is we want to keep this shape that it has. So I'm actually going to click right here, and then right here I'm going to drag it down pretty close to that point. I'm going to do the same thing right here, and then I need to go into my X-ray view, and so I'm just going to create an edge that runs all the way across there. So now when we smooth this out and we get out of X-ray, you see that we have that nice sharp line that we're looking for. And when we put this back into place, no, bad cut tool. There we go. So now when we put this into place, you can see that this is a lot smoother. And we'll go ahead and check the hood real quick. See, the hood, we actually need to go ahead and create our edge loop. So I'm going to create an edge loop right here on the very edge. And as I said before, the closer you can keep these together, the more sharp the hood will look. And on these particular models, the hoods are actually, well, they're rather flat. And so, like, we could probably live with this right here. We might do a little bit to it. Yeah, so like this roundedness, that will not work. So, let me see. What we can do, let me go into my cut face tool. I'm going to click right here and create some faces right there. See, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that should be fine. Let's go ahead and press 3 real quick and go into object mode and see what we have. Let me just click out of that. Okay, it looks a little better. Still not quite up to my standards, but it does look a little better. Let's go ahead and move this one forward. You know, something kind of like that. All right, there we go. So, go into object mode. Let's go and look over here real quick. Okay, so right here, this part doesn't quite conform very well to the edge of the hood. I actually need to turn on my wireframe, because this right here, I think, go in here real quick, I'm just going to select these edges right here, so this way I can have a better reference of what I'm working with. Naturally. Okay, so I got these selected, and this way when I go into my side view, yeah, so this right here is what I need to be, this right here what I need to match it up to. So I'm going to go into edge. Probably should have gone into vertex, but you know, it's whatever. And all we're going to do is just move this forward like this. So when we go back in here, I need a frame in on that. Okay. So all we got to do is just move this about like that. And this one will be moved about like that. There we go. Now, the hoods on these don't quite come down like the way I have mine set to. So I actually need to come in here and create an edge loop, probably right about here. And there we go. We got that nice flat look to it. Probably wouldn't hurt to do one on the bottom too. You know, because we can. There we go. Alright, so next thing, actually the rest of this really doesn't look too bad. You can probably take this loop right here. Oh yeah, see, we're actually going to have to cut that across. And the reason being because we need this to be as tight as possible on this profile. And we'll actually have to do the same thing from here to here. And that way we'll have a nice profile edge. So I'm going to click on this tool. I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to press enter. And then from here to here, I'm going to press enter. So now when we press 3 on the keyboard, this should be, something like this is what you should end up with. So it looked very nice. It looked very nice. It looked very nice. Alright, so the next thing I want to do, I'm going to select all of these edges right here, including that little guy. I'm going to select all these edges right here. I'm just going to pull these back, about where it looks like it'll match up with this. So that's what we should have now. So that's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and duplicate. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and give this some sharper edges and everything. And we also need to go into the side view and make sure that these all match up. So let's go into vertex real quick. We're just going to move these up. We're not going to spend too much time with them. I just want them to be close for the time being. We'll need to create an edge loop around here, or we'll have to do the cut face tool, one of the two. So yeah, YouTube, how's y'all's day going so far? That's nice. I'm really hoping that none of y'all said, man, my day's going like crap. I just want to kill myself, because if y'all said that and I said, that's nice, it's actually going to make me feel, well, it won't make me feel bad, but, it will make me feel a little bad, like, oh, damn. So, if that's you, I apologize for that, so, most of my coworkers know me. They know that I'm kind of on the crazy side. Blame it on Asperger's and my parents. But, it's whatever. Yeah, so all I'm doing is just creating an edge right here that follows kind of close to this one. It doesn't have to be, like, uber close or anything. It just has to be close. Kind of close. Alright, so let's go back here into the side view. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to pull these back just a little bit. I'm actually going to probably pull these. Nope, can't do it. Let me press 1 on the keyboard real quick. Let me go ahead and just match these up about where they should be. And the whole reason for this is this way when I go into 3, everything will match up a little bit closer. Oh, you suck. Select those and pull them up about right here. If you can spend time tweaking this, I highly recommend doing so. And the only reason why I recommend this is because the end result's just so much better. And by the way, I just added an edge loop here, so this way it has a slight better curve on it. You don't have to. I'm just doing it because I think it'll make it a little bit easier. Yeah, see, that looks a lot better. Let's go into the side view real quick. It looks like it follows pretty well. Except for right there. I think it just hates me. I don't know. What do you think, YouTube? Do you think it hates me? Vote now and cast your votes, and we will see who the new American Idol is. It definitely won't be this guy. Alright, there we go. And I'm just saying that because, I suck as a singer. Like, I legitimately suck. Okay, now this fender on the side is kind of flat. Let's go ahead and look up a reference image of it real quick. Yeah, I like watching videos on YouTube. So I'm just going to type in 93 Chevy S10. And we're just going to look at a couple images real quick, and this way we can kind of get an idea on what it really looks like. I like how they're all, like, hiding that. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Okay, so, yeah, it looks kind of flat, but it does have a slight little, I guess, bubbleness to it. It's not going to be too much of one, but it will have a slight bubble. So I think we can probably take this edge right here and probably be fine if we just pulled out just a little bit. Not too much. Just pull it out just a little bit more. Then we can take this one. I'm going to deselect this up here, and I'm just going to pull this one out just a little bit. Then go ahead and take these curves, these kibs. I'm just going to pull that out a little as well. So now we should have that nice little bubbleness to it. Should. I'm not saying we do, I'm just saying we should. One thing I do want to do is I want to take this side image and just move it way out of the way, because it's honestly kind of pissing me off. Yeah, it should be good. So, yeah, if you're wondering why I just did that, that's why. It's just annoying. It's like, it's kind of like whenever someone's like peeking through your bedroom window and they're like, "Here I am," So that's all it is. Yeah, this is basically, if this is your first time watching me, yeah, this is kind of how I do my tutorials. I'm just kind of like, it's whatever. Yeah, other than that, I'm kind of a nut. It's awesome. So, yeah, other than that, my weekend was rather interesting. I'm hoping I'm still teaching y'all something, even though I'm just talking about some random crap going on. It's like, hey, come on, Jimmy, I want to learn what you're doing. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to match these lines. That's it. So that's why I keep moving and I'm talking, because I'm trying to think of a good example. So, like this line right here, this vertex I keep messing with, and I'm pulling it out like that, and I'm pulling it back in. All I'm doing is let me go into the side view. So I want this to have a nice, smooth look to it. And then I'll go into this view and I'll kind of look at it from top. And I want it to be the same. I want it to smoothly curve. So this way, when I press 3 on the keyboard and deselect that, you can see that it has a nice look to it. It has a nice, smooth look to it, except for this little crinkliness. I don't know what that is. It hates. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, so to fix that crinkliness, we do that. And actually, I need to select this one and do that. There we go. And then for this vertices, what I need to do is just pull it up. Now, I'm sure y'all are noticing this. This has more than... Wait, no, that only has 4 sides, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so we're good. You can do the cut tool, and, you can do the whole thing where you cut it from this vertice to this vertice. That's completely up to you. When you import this into Unity, you won't have to worry about that. And the reason why, because it automatically converts quads into triangles. So something like that you don't have to worry about. It's completely optional if you want. I think that looks pretty good. So right here, this is actually rather flat. This actually, like the whole shape we have right here, we need to stick with that shape, because on these particular trucks, that's what they do. And then we also need to work a little bit more. Those don't curve up, do they? Surely not. Yeah, no, that's flat. I'm sure it's not like 110% flat, but, even in this image, that looks pretty flat. Here we go. Here's a good view. Well, it's pixelated. It's a good view, but it's a pixelated view. Okay. No, I guess it has a slight curve to it, so I guess we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do the same thing with the hood, but only on the back end. We'll just give it a slight curve, not too much. That's actually not a bad price for that truck. I wouldn't mind having, if I had the money for it, I'd be, it's on. Okay, and by the way, I'm not really a truck guy. I'm actually an import guy. I prefer Hondas and things like that. Oh, you're a racer? Yes, I'm a racer. Love you guys too. Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to take these, and this is going to be the one that's going to give us trouble. I can already tell you that now. But I'm just going to take this. Oh, that might be a little too much. Right here, I'm just going to move it just a little bit. Something kind of like that. Not too much. This one, this is where I really start following curves over. And then this one, I'm just going to bring both of these up evenly. Let me turn off wireframe. Oh, come on. Let me turn off wireframe. Let me go up just a little bit more right here. And this one, I'm going to go up just a little bit more. Not too much. Probably go up with this one as well. Something really. Oh, come on. Maya hates me. Okay, something like that. So let's go and press 3 on the keyboard and see what we get real quick. I don't know. YouTube, I think I need to still continue to go up just a little bit more. So I'm going to click right here. I'm just going to bring these up some more. Something kind of like that, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think something like that. I'm going to press 1. And Yeah, this is going to be the fun part right here. Thinking we'll probably just work off of these faces right here for where the A-frame, not the A-frame. You would think I know what this is called. It's part of the frame that goes around the windshield, but I think that's what we're going to work off of to be able to give us the look that we're, well, looking for. I probably won't do both of these faces. In fact, I'll use this set right here as part of the firewall. Yeah, I know what that is. And I'm thinking that would probably be a better route to go. I'm thinking. Okay, so on the edge loop tool, I'm going to create an edge loop right here. I'm going to create one right here. I got a cough. Oi. Now on this one, I don't want to keep this, like right here, I don't want to keep this down because when we press 3, let me go into object mode real quick and I'll show you what, actually, okay, I'm just going to keep that there because that doesn't look half bad. Normally though, whenever you have an edge loop, and actually I'll probably do it whenever we create the bottom one. So like whenever I create this one right here, you'll probably see more of what I'm talking about whenever I press 3. Nope, still don't. Okay, jolly good. Sometimes whenever you do this, it'll give you this weird, like, squared shape that you may or may not be looking for. And so that's why I was kind of leery about doing that. Oh, you bastard. So we'll have to fix that here in a second. But sometimes you will run into that, and that's all I was really trying to avoid. But honestly, it does not really look half bad, so I'm rolling with it. Okay, so I'm going to click on this vertice down here. I'm going to move this in, something kind of like that. And then right here on this edge, I'm going to, whoa, let me undo that. Right here on this edge, I'm just going to move this over, kind of like that, I'm thinking. Then right here, I'm going to move this in, and then I'm actually going to close it off right there. Maya problems. Not a big deal. I'm going to click on edge, 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 and edge. I'm just going to delete those edges. I'm going to click back on the tool. Now I could have just done the whole, you know, undo, but I mean, come on. For one edge, or for what, like 2 or 3 edges, I mean, that's just absurd. Oh, come on, go into object mode. What is your problem? Really? Okay, so that actually looks pretty good now. Yeah, and that even has a nice little look I'm looking for right there. Yeah, I think I can live with this. That actually doesn't look half bad. Now I am going to add a an edge loop right here. I want to see what it does. Oh yeah, that should be fine. Something kind of like that. That is fine. So I'm going to go and take my cut face tool. I'm just going to end this one right up here at this vertice. And this way I don't have to worry about more than, 5 faces. Okay. I'm not worried about this curving down or anything like that because, I mean, if you're playing a racing game or you're playing a car game where you have collisions, like the car actually has realistic crumbling, I mean, you're not going to be like, oh, hey, look down there underneath the engine bay right by the firewall. Look how curved that is. No one's going to notice that. They're not really going to see it. And the other advantage of this is the fact that we also save on polygonal resolution. So that's why I'm not too terribly concerned about that. Just, just throwing that out there. Okay, so once we have done that, now one thing I do remember about these, I could have sworn that this does curve back here. I don't remember too much of a curve on the fender, but I do remember the door curve. And yeah, the door curves. You can really see the curve on this one. So actually, this is going to be a good one to model from. Or reference from. So there's not much of a curve on the fender, but the curve does start around here on the door, and that's when it starts working its way back. So we'll need to keep that in mind whenever we actually start modeling the door and also this back part. So let me go ahead and click on these things. Thongs. I like thongs. Okay, sorry. Right. So, go, if I can go into my side view. So what I want to do is I want to go on face. And I'm just going to start extruding this up. Curve this in just a little. I don't think that curves. I really don't. Maybe it does. Here's a good. That doesn't really curve forward. It curves in for sure. It definitely curves in. There's no question about that. But I don't think it actually curves forward like it does in this image. That might actually just be a profile showing that it actually curves to the side. So I'm not going to curve this at all. I might get actually I think I'll give it a slight curve, but I'm not going to go too extreme with it. So I'm going to stop this one right here. When I say this one, I'm not talking about the video. Sorry guys. No, I'm actually talking about just that little piece right there. But is what I do want to do. I want to curve this in something kind of like this. There we go. And if you remember, I'm kind of a stiffler about, following these edges. So actually, I need to take this one down here. I'm going to pull this one out just a little bit, kind of like that. And then I'm going to take these, probably need to pull these in just a little bit more. I'm thinking something kind of like that. Move this in just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, there we go. That looks good. So let's go and press 3 on the keyboard, see what we get. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Probably, no I can't, because it doesn't actually start curving down here. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. Let me just move it back over like that. I'm going to take this selection right here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to move this over, back over, something kind of like that I'm thinking. Or bouts, I don't know. Sleep-deprived Jimmie, yay! Okay, let me go and select these right here, and I'm just going to move these over kind of like that. I'm going to select these. I'm going to move these over just a little bit. Okay, let's go and see what it looks like now. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I can live with it. Can you live with it? I think I can live with it. Alright, so now that we have done that, we could mirror it across. The only thing I'm still kind of I guess you say iffy about doing is on the cab. If you look at the top-down image, you can see that it's all one piece, roof and everything. And so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't think I want to quite mirror it just yet. I want to wait till I actually get the whole thing done before I actually go to that, extent. So, yeah. So I'm going to go to the top view. I'm going to take a look right here because it looks like we can get away with this. Yeah, I think we can get away with this. Getting away with murder. Yeah. I don't know what that was. Don't ask me. Don't judge. So the only thing we'll have to do here is we'll actually have to lift all these faces up. And when I say all these faces, I don't mean like these. These need to stay right here. But I'm thinking we need to select this row like this, and then we need to come in here and select all of these. And these are the faces that we actually need to lift up. Something kind of like that, I'm thinking. Because this way will give us that nice look, that nice smooth look. And we'll have to tweak the hood a little bit. That's not a problem. That is actually not a problem at all. So, actually the other thing we can do, we're going to the side view. This would probably be a lot easier on top of what we're already doing. I'm just going to select all of these faces, or not faces, other things, vertices, that's what they're called, vertices, yay. And I'm going to bring them back down now, something like that. Let me click on the hood and press through. Oh, that's already smooth, okay, good. So yeah, that all looks like it lines up pretty well. Okay, so now we have this nice curve to the fender, and when we click on this face right here, you won't question it. So I'm going to go ahead and look right here. Wow. How does that even happen? Like, seriously. I'm not 110% sure what dog crap would look like, if it was in a 3D model, but I'm pretty sure it'd be up there with that somewhere. Okie dokie. Let me go ahead and click on the vertice. I'm going to move this one back, probably right about there. Move this one over and up because I need this to kind of match. Let me frame in on this one little single vertice. Move that in. I'm going to take this. I'm going to move this out. Something kind of like that. That should be good. Let's go ahead and press 3 on the keyboard and we'll take a look at it real quick. And yeah, that actually... Okay, that looks a lot better. That's more believable. And I don't think the fender is actually attached to this whole thing. I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, no. Yeah, it is. Really? Is the fender really part of this? I don't remember it being part of this. I keep saying I don't remember this on the truck or things like that, because when I was younger, my father had one of these, and you would think I'd remember more details about it, but I mean, I'm just kind of blown away that I never noticed some of these small little details about it. You know, so, this is honestly one of my more favorite trucks that he's ever owned. The dude's an asshole, by the way, but you know, I mean, it's whatever. Let me go ahead and open this. Let me go ahead and open this in a new tab. So let me go ahead and click on the image. Yeah, because that's exactly what I was looking for. Oh, you bastard. Really? Just click. Okay, so yeah, right here. This is perfect because you can actually see where it's a completely grayed out fender. So, okay, the fender is actually going to be a separate piece. Let's see. So yeah, the fender will be completely separate from the lower rocker panel. So that should be fine. At least it looks like it's separate from the lower rocker panel. It is separate from the lower rocker panel. Okay. So is what we'll end up doing is right here, we'll go into this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom way in, and I do mean way in. Is what I want to do is I want to select that right there. I'm going to shift select all of that. So now I have the entire fender selected. I'm going to go ahead and cut those faces away. And then I'm going to go into my top view. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with these faces. Let me zoom in right here. Yeah, so that's part of the fender. Okay, good. So we can go and cut these away as well. Now, what we can do is we can double click on this edge right here, and we'll just click on fill hole. And then on this one, we'll do the same thing, and we'll just click on fill hole. In this case, I'm actually pressing G on the keyboard. This way, it just does the task for me. So I'm going to do the same thing right here. And I know we're going to have more than 5 faces. I promise that's not a problem. We will actually create different layers, and we're actually going to be fixing that here very soon. So I'm just going to start creating layers with these objects already attached to them. And what we'll do is we'll start hiding these objects. So right here, we have this one right here. We'll go into the cut face tool. We're going to click right here. We need to turn on this. There we go. Okay, that one's done. Let's go ahead and do the fender real quick. Does this one not have? Yeah, it does. That's what I thought. Click right there. And then we'll click right here. That is done. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, good. That's 4 faces. All right. And then we'll come down here. We're going to do the same thing. Make sure the object's selected. Let me zoom in. There we go. And there we go. Okay, that's done. So yeah, that's all there is to doing that. Pretty simple, I think. And now we have successfully removed the fender from the rest of the truck. So we will still extrude right here off of this face to make the frame that goes around the windshield. I'll probably save that for the next tutorial, and I shall see y'all there.